My name is Miss Laura. Today I'm going to be teaching body bar exercises to 8th grade students. We are going to go through lunges, curls, and different types of sit-ups for our abs. Right now we are going to begin with lunges. So we're going to go over to our students. And this is just going to be a modified version of a class of 40 students. So here we have our body bar. We are first going to begin with a lunge. So our one student is going to begin here. His partner can wait behind him. And he's going to do 2 or 3 steps forward. He is going to activate his quads, his hamstrings, and his gluteus. His hamstrings are in the back of his leg, which is being held up by his back leg. When he turns around, he does a lunge one more time. He is squeezing his gluteuses for more balance. His lower abdomen is helping him with balance, and his quadriceps, which are the front of his leg, are also helping with balance. We are now going to make sure that the lunge is correct on his partner. So we are going to critique his partner, so his partner can pick up the body bar. Going to do a couple lunges. Okay, so we want to make sure head is up straight, chest is out, arms are about shoulder width out. And then when we do our lunge, we want to make sure we are nice and balanced. So first foot forward, dip, make sure the knee does not touch the floor. So pause here. His knee went over his toes. That is incorrect. Knee needs to come back and be leveled. So once again, go ahead, knee back. Better. And then the other knee does not touch the floor. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to move on to curls. And the students are going to perform a perfect curl. So here we have our students. We can have this student start off. We need to make sure our head is up again, our chest is out, palms are facing up just like the student is demonstrating. Make sure our legs are shoulder width apart for balance. Good. And when we curl, we tighten our abs, and we are not going to thrust to throw it up. We are going to only use our biceps and our triceps. So go ahead. Good form, and slowly down. We want to make sure that the bar is going slowly up, controlled, and slowly down, controlled. Good. And his partners can also do it as well. Go ahead and step in. Let's see their technique. Okay, shoulder width apart, chest out, head up. Good. We want to make sure our elbows are tucked, because if they are too far out, they are going to cause us to be a little bit imbalanced. So go ahead. Good. Slow motion up and controlled motion. We are now going to be using our abs. We are going to be doing sit-ups and pull-ups. We used our legs and we used our arms. A lot of that free movement comes from the balance that we have in our core. If you're not strong in your core, it is way harder to run. It is way harder to lift. We need to be able, we have core and back strength to be able to move our lower extremities and our upper extremities. Right now, we are actually going to activate the students' upper and lower abdomens, as well as their biceps and triceps. We are going to make sure that in this sit-up military press exercise, the students' knees are at 90 degrees, laid straight on their back. This student is going to hand the body bar to the student laid on the ground. Make sure arms are shoulder width apart. Student is going to sit up, use lower and upper abdomen to get up. Make sure no neck muscles are being tensed up here. When he gets up all the way to the level of his knees, he's going to push forward using biceps and triceps. So we're going to see this motion right now. Go ahead. So student brings the bar down. Good. He's fixing his knees to 90 degrees. Bar is great and set, not sitting on his chest. So we are going to sit up using lower and upper abdomen. Good. And push. Great assistance from the second student. We want to make sure that your guys' students are engaging. And to add a challenge, you can also have the second student do 1 or 2 curls before he gives the student the bar back. So the student is now going to give the bar again. We're going to watch this again with no critiques. Go ahead. and push. Good. We are now going to see this other student with a little lower weight. He's going to use lower and upper abdomen, sits up, good, and pushes forward. Good. Make sure he lays down again. Go ahead. Make sure he lays down again. Good. Arms at his side. Good. Comes down. Good. And then he sits up again. Pushes forward. Good work. So that was our sit-up with a military push prep. We are now going to continue our core muscles. Now we are going to activate more of our upper body as well with our core. So we are going to have one student lay down flat on their back, two students holding the body bar. When students hold the body bar, we want one hand facing in, one hand facing out. Good. And when this student is going to perform their pull-up, their legs are going to be completely straight, just like they are when they are laying down. Students' arms are going to come up. When the student uses a pull-up, we want to make sure that their partners have it at their chest. So we're going to scoot back a little bit this way, students. Right here, good. It's going to be at his chest. And again, we want to make sure that we support. If the student cannot come back down at a controlled manner, the partners are going to come down with the bar. Make sure he gets down safely. We are again activating lower upper abdomen, biceps and triceps, and a little bit of our glutes here. We are getting nice and tense just to pull up our own body weight. So we are going to do an example here. Go ahead, make sure legs are straight, using core. Good. One, and then one more. Good. Student lays back down gently. Good. And in a classroom of 40, you guys want to make sure that each student gets 3 to 4 reps of that, and then they all switch out, of course with a certain limit of time. But we want to make sure that they are always doing the correct proper form and technique. I noticed a lot that this student's hips were dropping because he couldn't pull up his body weight. That's something that you can critique for them after they are done, and then give them a chance to retry. So I'm telling you now, you were dropping your hips. Let's do one more pull-up where your hips and your butt is getting nice and tight, and you're gonna pull up. So go ahead and try again. Palms are up. Good. There we go. Hips are up, chest is up, and head is up. That was a way better example. With critique comes better form. So that is going to conclude the pull-up. Okay, we are now in our lead-up game. We are going to be doing a circuit training course. We have, of course, if you have 40 students, you're going to want to add more sections to your circuit training. Right now, I only have 3 of my students demonstrating all of this, so I'm only going to do 4 sections of this circuit training. On this first cone, we are going to have abs. So these are called leg raises. We're going to have one student stand here, the other student lay on their back, and they're just pushing their legs, making sure that the core is tight. We'll demonstrate that in a minute. Now we're going to come here to the second cone, where the students are going to do just free squat with the body bar. They know how to lunge correctly, making sure the knees are behind or leveled with the toes. Chest is up. Make sure our butt gets down. That is going to be our second cone. Make sure we're activating all of our muscles here. Quads, hamstrings, gluteus. First one is our abs. Then we are going to move through to our third section of the circuit training, which is going to be our curls. We're going to bring the bars over from our squats, bring them over, and then we've already done curls in the previous skills. So doing this, teachers, you guys just observe a little bit, making sure that they get a good workout in. Then we come here to the last one. Let them activate all those muscles that they just did at each circuit, and they're going to do half burpees, which means instead of jumping all the way down and getting all the way down to the floor, they're just going to simply hop down, touch the floor so that they get that nice squat in, but also jump up, have that explosive behavior. So we are now going to go through the first section. So let's have all the students demonstrate this first one. So partner number 1 is going to lay down. Good. Partner number 2 is above. Good. We want to make sure that this is safe for the students to perform. So we don't want the student to almost step on the student's head. Perfect form. Feet are a little bit apart. This student is going to grip the other student's ankles. Go ahead. Legs are going to be tight. Make sure our abs are getting nice and tight. As a teacher, we want to make sure they're not flopping their legs alternatively. We are going to make sure that they bring their legs up together. Go ahead. Good. The student is pushing. We want to add a lot of resistance here for these students so that they can actually get a workout. So it's a push. Good. And maybe to challenge the students to get their obliques in, they can swing them side to side. So maybe he can get a side one. There we go. And let's switch partners. Let's see how this student does. Go ahead. Let's give this student a break. Good work here. Let's work on some obliques with this student. Go ahead. Legs up. Good. Let's get those obliques working. We're now learning a new muscle. Oblique is the side of our abs. Good. And this is the first part of circuit training. So we would do 1 minute at each circuit. And if there's 3 or 4 people, we want to make sure that they all get a turn in this. Make sure they're coupled up. Okay. We are now going to go to the second section, which is what? What are we doing at the second section, guys?
Squatting.
Yes. So can someone tell me where our knee is going to be during a squat?
Aligned with our toes.
Good. And it should never go past?
Our toes.
Good. When we are squatting, what do we want to do with our chest?
Keep it up.
Good. And does our neck ever come down to flex?
No.
Good. Okay, so since we are all now on the same page, let's see a good form of a squat. Go ahead. Good. Now, what degree do our knees come down to? Do our legs come down to make sure it's a perfect squat? Good. So let's see that one more time. Good. Let's switch out partners. Let's see how this partner does. Okay. What are we doing with our legs? What are we doing with our legs during a squat?
Putting our legs 90 degrees.
Before that, when we're just standing there, how are we balancing ourselves?
Shoulder width apart.
Okay, so we have now seen all of our students do a squat, do leg raises to activate our abs and our obliques. We've used our quads, our hamstrings, and our gluteus here. So we are now going to bring those body bars over to section 3. What is in section 3, students?
Curls.
Good. All right, so let's move over to the third section for curls. Okay. Go ahead and make sure we get a good spread so you can step forward a little bit for me. Good. Alrighty, scoot to the side so we can see you. Good. Okay, so before we begin, what do we do with our chest in a curl?
Keep it up.
Chest is out. Good. And our legs. This is going to be the same for every exercise that you do. You want to have balance. So what are you going to do with your legs? Shoulder width apart. Okay, and for curls, what do we do with our elbows?
Keep them tucked in.
Keep them in. Good. And palms are what?
Out.
Out or facing up. So we are going to see this curl here. Go ahead. Good. To our chest. Make sure it's sitting at our hip. Good. Okay, go ahead. Good. Let's get this partner a try. Keep going here. Good. As a teacher, we want to make sure that the students aren't struggling with their body bar. If a student seems to be struggling with the body bar, let's have them go down in weight of a body bar instead of making them struggle, because a lot of the times that causes a lot of stress on their muscles, and then we have injured students. So a way to prevent that is to obviously pick lower weight. Okay, go ahead and stop. We are now going to go to the fourth one. I know everyone's excited for the fourth section. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that sounded exciting. Okay, so we are going to line up our students. Here, you don't really need to spread them out very much. We just need to make sure that they have about arm's length apart. Make sure that they're all facing you so that you can see all of their technique and so that you can walk in and out through them. So let's have all 3 of you line up facing straight, please. Good, we're all gonna face me. So What did I say about half burpees? Are we going all the way to the floor?
No.
Good. Are we jumping all the way to the sky and being able to touch the sky?
No.
Okay. So we want to make sure that students are intrigued. We want to make sure we're always asking questions so that they know what they're learning. Okay, so I just want to wrap up this activity for today, this lesson focus, this activity. We didn't even do the entire lesson. I want to wrap it up and just mention that all of those muscles that I mentioned earlier were all activated, are the foundations for weightlifting, for cardio, for dancing, for team sport, for competitive sports, individual sports. Those are all foundations. Those are all foundational muscles that we use in every day, sitting down, standing up, moving over, jumping, walking. They all tie in together, and in relation with all of that is our health. Some of us do this because yes, it is fun, but a lot of us should think of it is for our health. I need to get up and get out for 30 minutes every day, 30 minutes 3 times a week to be able to get those core muscles activated, to be able to be healthy. On top of that, I want the students and the teachers to know that our body is our temple, the temple of God, that we need to be able to keep healthy, to keep sane, to keep fit. If our body is our temple and we don't look the best, that is because we are not doing everything in our power to praise God for what He has given us. Being able to activate those core muscles comes with mental strength and physical strength, and that comes from being able to use the talents that God gave you. We are all able to sit, we are all able to stand, to jump, to walk. Enhance a little bit, get a little bit of exercise, take care of your body. God wants you to take care of yourself, not just your physical appearance, but your spiritual appearance. I hope you guys take a lot away from this lesson focus activity. Thank you so much.